to have the best possible care. So whatever it takes,
I fucking did that. Yeah, we're on.
We're here.
Oh, good. All right, so what you're saying before about the Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
not the actual Holy Trinity. We were just talking about.
Yeah, right. But that phrase is like sparked, I guess, a memory. So I woke up the other morning and I was going through my journal, as I do sometimes, and there was 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like in a plus sign. And it got me thinking of like, yeah, if you were to fold those sides up, it would make like a little container, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you had to add one more square to that, it would make an enclosed box.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the thought that a cross is just 6 faces that make a box. And then I drew this picture of a cross going into a box, going into a hole, and each one is made up of 6 squares. You with me so far?
Yes, yeah, I'm multitasking.
And that kind of equated to 666, and it just got me thinking, like, what? But it's hard to explain. I'll need to include an illustration with this for it to make sense. But if you picture a cross and you break that into squares, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's your cross.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
That could mean so much.
It could.
Like, that's symbolism.
Could, but obviously, like, the cross and 666 are supposed to be like opposites.
Yeah.
But what happens when it is itself? Maybe it's like a yin and yang.
Maybe. It's a balance or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they mean by you can't have good without evil.
Yeah. Maybe I should just not wake up and smoke a fat cone in the morning and think too hard on things.
Is that the problem? Is it? You're just going to blame the nearest...
It was on that particular morning.
Hey, it's just...
That is what it is. Steely Dan. Do you know the band?
No.
Steely Dan. I've been listening to Steely Dan all day.
Yeah.
And I even wrote down Steely Dan in my notes.
Did you?
Because they're the most underrated band of all time.
Where are they from?
They were a New York band. They started in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And essentially it was 2 musicians, Donald Fagen, who's on vocals and keyboard.
Donald Fagen, yes.
And Walter Becker, who was on guitar. And every album they do, they would bring in session musicians. And if you listen to a bunch of their stuff, you actually hear backing vocals by Michael McDonald. Do you know Michael McDonald?
No, I can't say I do.
He's the Doobie Brothers.
Oh.
What a Fool Believes.
Oh, really?
What a Fool Believes.
Yes, definitely know the Dupes.
Yeah.
Brothers.
So,
shit.
Yeah, that's basically it. Steely Dan. If you ain't listen. And if you have, good on you. I've noticed that as a trend on TikTok and whatnot, though, like, people are starting to listen to Steely Dan a bit more.
Mm. What's his genre? Alternative?
That's a good question. It's like...
Are you really a fan?
I don't know. It's hard to say, actually. It's like... It's kind of like jazz. It's kind of like rock. It's kind of like big band.
A little bit of lo-fi.
A little bit, but then also not. Like, but they... it's all storytelling. Every song, they're telling a story. Like, they got a song, Hey 19, and it's about the time that he went to a college town and he dated a 19-year-old when he was too old to be dating a 19-year-old. And the differences in, like, perspective, you know, because he's old and she's young. That's kind of cringe, but
it's a good song.
It's a great song.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you do know Steely Dan, the band was named after a dildo.
What? I'm not even going to ask.
Well, I guess there was a dildo called a Steely Dan, and yeah. What else? Pack and Save. That was another note I took.
Pack and Save?
Pack and Save. I went to Pack and Save this afternoon.
Oh, which one?
The one around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to buy some vegetables, and I didn't buy any because the cheapest vegetable they had for an individual vegetable was like $7.
Oh my God, what was it?
A courgette.
What are you going to do with the courgette?
Well, I was going to eat it, but not at that price. Fucking hell.
Wow.
So
where do you go to get good veggies now? Markets?
A market would be a wise decision. But
if you can be asked on a Sunday morning.
Honestly, like, I want to put a couple of weekends aside and build a garden, eh? Like, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, actually. Well, who am I kidding? Why did I ask that question when you could should grow your own? We all should just grow our own.
Grow your own shit.
Live off the land. Before there is none.
Yeah. What's new with you, bro? It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too, bro. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Not lots.
Mm-hmm.
Not lots. It's getting colder by the day.
Yeah, big time.
Although I feel like it's been a very weird winter so far.
Yeah,
it's been warm.
It was hot today, but it's not hot right now.
Like this, I've still been seeing butterflies, bees, like caterpillars, like shit that you shouldn't see at this time of year.
I guess they're trying to figure it out too.
Well, yeah, that's true. I guess global warming is real, but I mean, it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because when I sent you that snap of the little bushwalk that I went on the other day in Ecclesfield and all the mushrooms that I sent you, different colors, purple, blue, fucking like a strawberry red.
Yeah,
I reckon that's because I don't know anything about
the
mushrooms.
Weather's just not making its mind up.
Yeah. So neither of them.
Did that trip you out that I guessed that straight away?
Yes. Just from a snap of a tree.
Yeah.
Tree line, just dense bush. He's like, you're here. He can put a pin on it.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
No, that's because that was like, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've been to that
reserve.
Yeah.
Have you gone all the way out to the water towers where it links up?
No, I don't think I've ever gone that far, eh? Like, generally there's like signs up for poison and all that, so I'll never go that far, but
stick to the beaten trail.
Yeah, but like we'd even go there at night, and that's when I learned about night eyes. Are you familiar with the concept of night eyes?
Just eyes in the forest.
Basically, if you're in the dark for long enough, your eyes adjust and you can see.
Oh, yes.
So we'd just walk up there without any lights, anything, and within like 5-10 minutes, you can see perfectly.
I feel like I can do that. Not to like toot my own horn, but I feel like I can do that. I feel like I can do that in the dark sometimes. My eyes just adjust.
Yeah.
Maybe I eat enough carrot, but what's that? I learned an animal's night vision the other day. What was it? Oh, fox. Foxes have night vision.
Oh, do they?
Mm.
True. Foxes are interesting, eh?
Foxes are interesting. People can domesticate them.
I believe that.
But people can domesticate anything nowadays. I've seen panthers, tigers. That shit's nuts.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of that a while ago. Some girl like found like a it was almost like a fetus like of a panther, and she raised it thinking it was a cat, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
The black one.
Yeah.
And they had a dog as well. I'm sure. Yeah, that's nuts. I feel like as a dog though, that would be like the perfect sibling. Just a domesticated fucking massive feline.
But
then again,
there's just that risk, of that one time it was playing too rough.
Yeah.
And like
you have to do some like
breaks the dog's neck or something.
I wonder how much of an effect desexing something like that would. You know how it would on a cat or a dog? Kind of tames them in a way.
Oh, I don't know though. It's
that's a pretty wild thing to think about.
Like, well, just for the fact that they're such a majestic creature, like
you should.
But then I guess you shouldn't do that with a pet either. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Like, we only do it for our own convenience, so your dog or cat isn't going around getting everyone pregnant.
Yeah, and I guess they could have said the same thing as dogs were becoming domesticated and cats, like, wow, maybe not, because that was like Egyptian times, but
yeah,
that was yonks ago. But yeah, shit's crazy. But yeah, if you go, if you go all the way to the top,
yeah,
and you keep going, just follow the path, you'll end up by the Silverstream water towers and out by the prison.
All that way. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
So you can track, like, if you're working up a hut or some shit, you can just track the bush to make it to Silverstream from Pinehaven.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a really good walk.
I've talked about this before. It might have even been when you were last on, but
maybe.
I had this bro who went, he had a machete and a tarpaulin, and he was like, I'm going bush to forage for mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And like a month or maybe 2 later, he re-emerged from the wilderness, like shirtless, no tarp. He still had the machete, and he just looked crazy.
Oh my god!
Like
he found something more than just mushrooms.
Well, like he just lived off of mushrooms for the month. But that was up Eckersfield. He was living up there. Yeah,
that's funny you say that. Me and the bro once. Shout out Tommy. He
No, I was just shout out Tommy, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, me and him when we were kids, we thought it was a great idea one night we'd go up there and try like build a fucking shelter and camp out and shit. We went real deep off the beaten trail. We ended up going down the hill, came out on like the other side of the prison.
Yo.
Like locked eyes with this guard, turned around.
Nope.
And then we decided to build this shelter. Can I borrow that?
Yes.
And halfway through building it, we were like, nah, fuck this shit. Went home and stayed at his. It's pretty brutal in the bush during winter.
Yeah, like when I was younger, we used to do a lot of bushwalking at night. And some places are rad. Like there's a track kind of adjacent to the Rimatukas.
Oh, yes.
And it's like an old railway track.
Where do you start it? Twin Lakes or something?
It's been that long, I couldn't tell you. And we got there at like...
night?
Yeah, maybe like 11 p.m. And we started and we walked all the way to the top. And then we walked all the way back. And we got back at like 6 a.m.
No shit.
But probably around like the 4 a.m. mark, as we were like, making our descent back toward the car, I tried to stop walking a couple times, and I was like about to collapse. So I just had to keep walking. But there was a point where we all started sprinting for a while because our legs were just so dead from like walking. It was weird. I've never had anything like it before. And we just like sprinted for a while, just kept walking. But it was like the cold plus exhaustion.
Plus adrenaline.
Yeah. But
plus being young.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're young, you got that kind of momentum.
Yeah, facts. You don't know how to stop.
But there was a point on the way up and obviously on the way back where there's like maybe 100, 200 meters worth of wall, and it was covered in glowworms.
Really?
Yeah, and it was outrageous. It's like a starry sky, but just painted on this wall
in front of you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And just walking past it, and I've had a few cool like night moments like that where it's either been with just a friend or two, or even just a moment for myself.
Yeah,
like I was walking home one night when I would have been like 18, 19, and must have been like maybe 3 a.m. It's a real clear, real crisp night. And down in the Silverstream, where the pharmacy and the bakery and stuff is? So down there, I don't think they have it anymore. They used to have, it was all these like flower bowls, and then with chains that went up to the feet. And I guess the timer to water them was like around 3 a.m. So I crossed the train tracks, walked down, crossed the pedestrian crossing, and as I was just coming off the pedestrian crossing, the sprinklers came on, and it just made this wall of water that was like,
yeah,
and it was like my singing in the rain moment, like, and I just walked and I like ran my fingers through it, and it was like just magic.
Just majestic.
Yeah, and it was just a moment, only for me. There's no one else around, and yeah,
like a Broadway moment.
Yeah, it was. It felt cinematic. Yeah.
That's cool. I love those little joys in life.
Yeah, big time.
It's just the little things,
Have you had a moment like that kind of, it was just for you, but that was really special?
I definitely have. Can't think of one off the spot. I guess actually, I used to spend a lot of time down at Trentham Racecourse.
Oh, yep.
As before they busted it down recently.
Yeah.
Because I lived down the road, that was just my playground really. So I would go there, take my camera sometimes, do photography down there and shit.
That's cool.
You would always find a bunch of different shit and stuff. But I think just being there was like, it felt eerie because of like the history behind it, and you never feel like you're alone there. Not in a creepy haunted way, but just in like a historic way, I guess.
Yeah, I get that.
Knowing that you're like stepping where the Queen's been or shit like that.
Yeah, some places really hold that energy,
that's exactly what I'm trying
past.
to get at. Yeah, that feeling of energy. Sometimes it's not even a moment that you see. It's just a moment that you feel.
Yeah.
And I guess that's one of those moments just off the top of my head.
That's cool.
And it sucks when a place like that won't be there for long.
Oh, man.
Or forever. Yeah, man. That's all for ya.
You know what? I had a good question today. I should have written it down. But on a side note, been listening to a lot of music this week, and some of it music I haven't heard before. I stopped to make this note the other day. Generally, when I make a note, I don't think beyond that. I make the note and I move on with my life.
And then the moment.
And then when I go back and read the note, I'm like, oh, what? But I made this note the other day. There's a song, a Barbara Streisand song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's relatively recent. It's called One Heart, One Voice. And it's got Barbara Streisand, Ariana Grande, and Mariah Carey. And I've written trash. Dated, the 90s called, it wants its ballad back.
You're just trying to stay relevant now? Is that what it is?
Like,
that's all. Like,
I just listened to that whole song and I was like, who the fuck are you? Shut up. Like, this would have been a bop in like 95.
Only 95.
Yeah.
Not,
no,
not 2025.
No,
95.
But then it got me 18. Thinking, like, do you know Jacob Collier?
No.
So he's a musical genius, but he's low-key ruined a lot of music for me too, because he's so good that you listen to other music that might have been passable, any other time, but because he makes such good music, that music really pales in comparison.
I hate that. I hate when you get something so good that it just makes everything mediocre.
Yeah.
First world problem.
But he made and produced this track, Bridge Over Troubled Water. And that
sounds familiar.
It's a song by Simon and Garfunkel from the 60s, maybe.
That might be why it sounds so familiar.
But he had himself in there, and John Legend and Tori Kelly. Do you know Tori Kelly?
Yeah, I know Tori Kelly.
Yeah, Tori Kelly.
Great voices, but
yeah,
it's a weird mix.
But the way that he's orchestrated, like,
musically engineered.
Yeah, I don't have words to say. Like, anytime I listen to it, though, it gives me chills. I could listen to it every day, and it would still give me chills.
You're rare if you get chills and goosebumps from music.
Yeah, what's that called? I think there's a name for it. Synesthesia or something.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I just thought that because I had that chat with Taylor a while ago, and we were talking about culture and heritage.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, the only thing that gives me that feeling is music, so music must be my culture. But actually, I think it's just a bit of synesthesia.
Hey, it's justified.
Potato.
Yeah, Potato Jakarta.
Man, had an interesting / challenging kind of parenting moment last week.
Oh yeah.
So one of the girls had a case of bullying and went home because of it. But the story she was telling wasn't quite lining up with how I would assume a teacher would take care of it. So I contacted the teacher, and he gave me a bit of a better rundown of what actually happened. But I kind of had to have a chat with her about accountability and, you're not in charge of what other people do, you're only in charge of what you do, and that includes, like, if someone says something to you that, you don't like or upsets you, you're only in charge of how you react and how you respond,
Exactly.
And I was a little bit like, those kids are fucking losers anyway. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. But you're awesome. But, like, also...
As a child,
yeah,
you don't look at it that way either, do you?
No.
But I guess, that's like the 80-20 rule or whatever they say. It's 20% what happens to you, 80% how you react to it.
Yeah.
And that's something that's always hard to remember. Especially, it's not something fathomable as a child.
Yeah.
Because math, you're not going to listen to math.
No.
80%, 20%, but still, just like puts it into perspective, I guess.
Yeah. But, it's those moments where, I was like trying to find the words to email the teacher and typing it, and I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why could this not have happened?
Yeah.
I don't want to be emailing the teacher. But
is he a good teacher too?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. And he's, plays guitar to them and stuff. He's like, he's pretty involved.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah.
Children can be nasty sometimes.
Yeah, big time. So that, I guess, that's a good segue to my next point about children. Is had a birthday party over the weekend, and I had 4 girls in my car driving out to the Brewtown. And did like ice skating, stuff like that.
Cool.
And I was just like silent driver, but just listening to their conversation. And this one girl, like I could tell she's the instigator. Like she's the one who's spreading the goss.
Yeah.
She's the one who's likely a bad influence
and benefiting from it.
And but so there was lots of chats on the drive there, but on the drive back, this girl like just started swearing, and then kind of like encouraging the other girls to swear. And then one of the girls was sat next to me in the front passenger seat, and she was like, "Guys, what are we doing? There's an adult present. We're saying bad words." And then this girl in the back, the instigator, she was like, "Yeah, but like the F word and the B word and the SH word." And mind you, up until this point, I'm listening. I'm like, she's like, the F word and the B word and the SH word and the N word, they could all have good meanings. And in my head, I was like, "Girl, I was with you till you said the N word. That is not your word. Shut up."
Yeah, who said that was okay?
Yeah, you little fucking rich white girl. Like,
privilege.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, go say it. See what happens.
Yeah, go on.
I dare.
I know the perfect spot to hold on to it. Hold on to all those little N words you got.
Keep that energy.
And we're going to go to Nai.
Fuck it. We'll go to fucking P-Town.
Yo.
Porirua.
Yeah.
Cannons Creek, we're coming.
Yeah.
We'll bring the fucking podcast there.
About to get shanked.
Oh, God.
But, like, the fact that she even said that, I was like, I don't think any of our kids even know what the N-word is, It's not a conversation that's come up. Like,
can kids have audacity like that? Clearly.
Apparently.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, hey, that's the audacity.
Yeah, like, the cheek on you to even think that's justified.
And then one of the girls was like, she's like, yeah, but this asshole in the front, he didn't say nothing. I was like, did you just call me an asshole? And she was like, what? No, I was just saying it. And I was like, look, I'm not any of your kids' parent. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just beware. Like, you can't just go dropping swear words willy-nilly.
Yeah, facts. At least you kept it real.
Yeah, it's all contextual, like, for example, if any child swears, but it's in context, like,
like an emphasis. Or...
Yeah, like, stub my fucking toe.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that, because facts, you did stub your fucking toe.
Yeah.
And I'd say the same thing. But if you're like, fuck you,
direct,
that's different. Like,
Why'd you point at the viewers like that?
I don't know.
Fuck you.
Because I'm not saying fuck you, and I'm not saying fuck Bradley. I'm saying fuck you.
The little girl, fuck you.
Yeah.
Calling him an asshole?
Yeah, hey, I'm fucking giving you a ride.
Yeah, I skate home. How about that?
Yeah, you walk your ass home from up high.
Far out. Yeah, audacity.
Good word.
Word of the night.
I noticed that on last week's cast, Bradley, at the very end, there's like a sound bite for like editing software.
Oh yeah, that's the mic software I use.
Are we getting paid by them?
We get paid by them.
Well, if we ain't, then they fucking should start paying.
What's the code?
Phonic.
Phonic. Shout out Phonic. Sponsor us.
Phonic, give me money.
Phonic. Great software.
Because
is it? I hope so.
Is it alright?
What's going on?
It's kind of cutting in and out of a conversation.
Yeah. Anyway, Phonic. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Pay the DM.
Pay me, bitch.
Yeah. You look good in Redford.
Yeah. That's it. That's the one. What else? What did you do over the weekend?
I actually got a nice long weekend. Had Friday off. It was rained off, so that was a blessing in disguise.
Are you always stoked when that happens, or you're like, fuck?
No, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm stoked, and because I'm on salary too, it doesn't matter.
Oh fuck yes!
So why wouldn't you be stoked?
Yeah.
And coming from the week before, having a long weekend,
on
that week, it was just fuck yeah, extra. Yeah. But what did I get up to? I went for that nice little walk through Ecclesfield, did a little bit of water blasting, just like dad shit, garage shit, gardening around the house, did some firewood. Fuck yeah, tough.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, not too much. It was kind of a shit weekend up until the end, but actually, I had a really good family weekend.
Cool.
Got to see a lot of the fam.
Yeah.
Catch up, and that was nice.
That's rude.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too.
That's going to be us this weekend. Going up the line. We're going to see all the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think my old lady's getting back in a couple of days.
Cool.
She's been at Glastonbury.
Fuck. Wicked.
This guy.
Yeah. I've got some stories then.
Yeah.
No, that'll be cool for the whole weekend.
Yeah, so we're driving up Friday. Drive back on Sunday.
Stoked.
Yeah.
Me.
So a lot of driving for me, but that's fine. I don't mind.
Oh, worth it.
So you already know this. My car got broken into again.
Again.
Tell
them what happened.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah.
They smashed the back window, got glass all in little man's car seat. Thank you. And then ripped out the ignition. And then realised that they couldn't get it started. I think my car's got an immobiliser because...
It must do.
It got broken into in December, and they did the exact same thing. smashed the back window, glass all in little man's car seat, and then ripped out the ignition. But that time, I caught them in the act and I chased them down the street.
Oh, true.
But I had to slow down because I was in my socks, and because I wear shoes everywhere, I've got like little dainties, and they did not like running on the bare road, And I was like,
you can start training now.
Yeah.
For the next time.
So I stopped, and then they stopped, and I was like, "You better not fucking ever come back here." And they're like, "Fuck you." So I started running again, and they're like, "Oh shit." And they ran out of my sight. But
holy fuck.
Fucking kids, man.
Oh, the youngsters, eh?
Yeah, I could tell they were young.
Yeah.
They were wearing balaclavas and shit. But bro, it was like broad daylight last time. Yeah.
I thought you were like running out in the middle of the night.
No, bro, this was like, I think 7:30, 8 p.m.
Jeez.
Bradley come in and he's like, "I think someone's by your car." And I was like, "Hey, run outside." Oi! And then I got snagged on the fucking gate and I was like, "Get off me!"
Bro, that lost you those few milliseconds right there.
It did. I might have actually caught one of them.
Yeah, you would have kept the momentum. Like in the bushwalk.
Yeah.
Just kept going.
That's it. Oh, well.
Fuck those cunts. Fuck you, cunt.
But, we got insurance, so that's good. And
if it was a Blue Fist gang.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Elon.
I don't know if I've shared that story.
Oh, okay.
A few years back, got my van stolen. The day before, the morning I was starting my brand new job, I woke up and my van and all my tools were gone. And then we found the van 2 days later. Someone had yeeted it like off a bank, and it was like halfway down. And they'd tagged on the side of it the Fist Gang in bright blue. And well, that was about the last of it. And they'd changed out the plates and stuff. So
you might have actually talked about this last time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if I did.
I think I remember. Oh, my bad. I instigated that.
But yeah, so never heard anything back from that. I just left the van there. But I noticed I was up those ways a couple months back, and someone's finally either they've winched it out or it just rolled down the bank further.
Yeah.
But it's not where it was.
Prison probably got rid of it.
Gosh. What else? Went to a first birthday a couple weeks ago, and this bloke approached me, and we just started talking, and he just was saying all of the right things.
Like you wanted to give him your number.
Yeah, like a little bit. Like I even said to him, I was like, "Man, like I don't know how this would happen, but I really hope to see you again. Like you're the man." But I think he was the father of the birthday girl.
Ah, I see.
And he'd come down from Auckland, but he was just giving me dad chats, And I was like, a little bit made me sad, I was like, fuck, wish I had a dad who gave a shit, but then I was stoked for him too, so I went up to him and I was like, "That's the old man, eh?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Bro, he's the man. You cherish him."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, he's all right." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up. He's great. Like, he's dad material."
You just alphaed you.
Yeah, just like some guys just should be a dad,
Yeah.
And he struck me as one of them.
Yeah, really like just black and white male. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people are just like that. Same with female.
Yeah. But yeah, that was nice. And yeah. Well, I ain't got anything else to say on that.
Yeah, I'm trying to bounce off that.
What do you say to that?
Yeah. What do we bring it? What was your highlight of your weekend? It was a lazy weekend?
Nah, it wasn't a lazy weekend. So we were all go on Saturday. I didn't even have a chance to call the insurance till Sunday because we were so flat out Saturday. And then it just felt like we were non-stop cleaning.
Yeah.
Just endless cleaning. And Sunday was supposed to be my sleep-in day, because in the weekends we alternate sleep-ins, just because young man gets up nice and early. But my dumbass, I had my alarm set on my phone for not just weekdays, for every day.
Yeah.
Alarm went off, woke everyone up. And I was already awake because sometimes I'm a bit sleepless.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll take little man. So
Trooper.
I'm looking forward to a sleep-in, whenever that'll be.
Here's a question. What's your alarm noise? I always judge people off their alarm noise. Is it giving you PTSD?
Nah, not so much. It's if ever I've had a song as my alarm.
Oh my God, yes.
And I just ruined the song for myself.
Literally.
There's a song called Uncle Skunk by Guthrie Govan. Guthrie Govan is like a virtuoso guitarist. He's, in my opinion, the greatest guitarist who ever lived.
To ever strum.
Yeah. And like
guitar. And
don't get me wrong, I'm a big Hendrix fan, but like this guy's like neck level.
Yeah.
But he's got this song Uncle Skunk, and it just opens like full action. Like, but yeah, man, PTSD from that song, because every time it would like, I'd just be like, oh God,
literally,
like going off at 5 a.m.
I got that with what is it, the sound that's like,
no,
and then it's like some people at work have it because it's the loudest ringtone.
Yeah,
they have it as their ringtone for calls, and I just like get that twitch in my eye.
I know the one.
Yeah, you know that feeling.
Was it Victoria changed her ringtone to a duck quacking?
Oh, that one.
And she thought it was funny, but so many times she's like, "Where's my phone?" And I'll call it, and we're just walking around listening out for ducks quacking. Like, but it's not even that loud. Like,
yeah, it's pretty faint.
Yeah.
And there's long intervals between each.
Yeah, it's like, Mwah.
Wait.
Mwah.
I think I heard it. Wait, listen.
Mwah.
Oh. It's fucked.
You know what? I had so many thoughts on so many things today. None of them are coming to me.
I hate when that happens. Like goldfish.
You know much about what's happening overseas right now?
You mean geopolitics? Or
I don't even know the meaning of the word.
Well, how do you mean?
I mean, like, this whole Israel business and...
Yeah, I'm kind of... I like to be involved, in a way. I don't like to hold an opinion. I try to be neutral, but...
I haven't caught up in a couple of days, but what do you got?
From what I'm reading, or from my intel, shit's kind of quietening down. Not quietening down, but the main spotlight hasn't really been on anything Middle Eastern recently. Over the weekend. There's actually this one story I'm following in Idaho, America.
Oh, potato famine.
And it was an ambush on some firefighters. I don't know if it was like in a regional park or something, but it was quite out in the wop-wops. You can't really foresty, and there was a fire, and so all these firefighters went to go tackle it,
as they do,
and they were ambushed, and a few of them got shot. There were shooters up in the tree lines, like something coordinated, and so they had to leave the blaze, and law enforcement coming in and shit, and it's a full on standoff. I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's no it's just really impromptu. I don't know. America. That's you're right.
Actually, speaking of America, this cracked me up. Do you know who the Liver King is?
Yeah. How he got arrested?
So this dude's fucking been posting all these videos like, Joe Rogan, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight because I love my family. And then he goes to Texas and gets arrested.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw he was like, one of the videos he was twitching like real hard out, like he was
like roided the fuck up, like proving Joe Rogan's point.
Yeah, like trying to stay fucking relevant. And yeah, so that was weird, but that's America. America is so fucked up right now.
Yeah,
like the world, but it all seems to spawn from America.
Yeah, as the years go on, like I want to go there less and less.
Yeah. I used to want to, like, that was my number one. Wanted to go to America.
Where specifically?
I wanted to go Cali.
Yo.
Both coasts actually, east, west, east. Yeah, east and west.
Tough.
Texas would have been cool. Just everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah. That was really it off the top of my head.
I always,
all the major spots.
Always wanted to go to New York.
Yeah.
And eat some cheap pizza.
Yes.
Go to the Statue of Liberty and go to a jazz show.
Yeah.
Because like New York jazz.
Yeah.
Is just about second to none.
Well, New York in itself is just something out of a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like shit it's crazy. But I love that about it.
Not just, well, I shouldn't say not just that because it was a pretty broad point that you just said, but like, I remember I had this teacher years ago and he said when he was visiting New York that because the buildings are so high but so like close together that it almost has its own like ecosystem in a way that like you could be walking and you'll just see a wall of rain where there's clouds and then you just walk into the rain and then it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you don't really get that a lot of other places.
New York is just, it's fascinating because it's like, it's chaotic structure. I don't know if you've ever seen the roads dug up of all the services and pipes underneath it. I don't know how they fucking do it, but it's just a fucking rat's nest. But it works.
They got all those Jew tunnels there too, eh?
Oh my God, don't even get me started on the Jew tunnels.
Nah, go on. I want to get you started.
Nah, I don't actually know too much about them, but the fact that they're basically everywhere. Something about the Jews, eh?
They run shit, man.
Yeah, they do. Like, not in a fucking, I'm not trying to like get into fuck Israel, fucking Palestine shit. Like, just something about.
Oh, soundbite that.
Yes. clip it. Something about just Jews and just, why do they run everything? Like you said.
I think they're a very old race of people. Like, you could probably, I don't know, I don't have the words to say, but like their heritage, you could probably date that back a pretty far way, and a lot of their ideology and especially the Hasidic Jews, or like the ones who really like live by the Torah. They've been doing that since biblical times.
As far as history goes, really.
Yeah. But
yeah, I guess they've got a majority in the modern world.
Yeah.
It's weird. It just seems like everywhere you look, there's a handful of Jewish people.
Yeah.
Especially like high up sort of scenarios. Same with Christianity, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of feel like wherever there is religion, there's people in power.
Yeah. Which brings like a broader sort of...
It kind of goes against the principle of religion, though,
Yeah.
Because like religion is supposed to be for the people, not about the people. Like to bring people together, to unify everyone, not to have a handful, select few running everything, buying fucking private jets. Who's that old fucking rat-faced? Oh, I saw a video recently. He's this preacher, and he bought Tyler Perry's private jet.
Oh, really?
And this reporter was hitting him up about it, and he's like, "I didn't do that, and don't you ever say I did." Yeah, yuck.
How do you even get to such a place? You know what I mean? You have to be, it's who you know, eh? It's not even about what you know.
Yeah, no, it's all who you know. Like, nepotism is a real thing, but it's not just in like fame and stuff, you know, like.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Sort of losing.
I don't know. Comment your thoughts if you're watching.
Mm.
And if you're not, well, you're missing out on some great bands.
I've kind of mind-fucked myself now. You know how you just go too deep into a thought or like a what if?
Yeah.
What if?
I went into a bit of a Reddit rabbit hole the other day.
They're the worst, but the best.
Yeah, man, like, there's some graphic shit on there, eh? Like, I was just watching the war. Don't ever do that. Don't watch the war. Because it's just cunts getting tortured and blown up.
Yeah. I find myself do that, and it's bad because sometimes I find myself actually, like, I'll be playing Call of Duty or something like that, and then in between lobbies, I'm just watching war shit, and it's like,
yeah,
the parallel, you know? And also the audacity.
What parallel? It's the same shit. It's just one's not real, one is.
Mm. And here I am, just taking it in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm no different to...
Yeah, I often wonder about that, eh? Like, if you're watching that stuff, are you promoting it? Like, or you know, you're not stopping it. You're not adding to the problem, but you're not stopping the problem either.
No. Yeah. Also from like a moral standpoint, like, I could say that you're sitting there doing nothing about it, but what the fuck can you do about it? You know what I mean?
Wow, that's it. You could be like that Greta Thunberg and hop on a yacht to try and deal with the problem and get kidnapped.
That was fucking... See, I say I try to keep a fucking neutral standpoint, but that something like that is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
realistically,
yeah.
You fucking, where is she from? Sweden or something?
Yeah, I think
little
she's
sweet
Swiss.
Swede.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? They'll cut your face off and sell you for parts.
Sell you for parts. Chop shop. I love it.
What are your thoughts, Bradley? It is all fucked up.
It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern day war is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's very, very sadistic. Like,
the thing is, like, a lot of people are so desensitized too. You know? Like
the flow of information, and you know,
like, you get some people, especially in the States, you know, they want to serve their country because it means they can massacre cunts and be garnered a hero. You know,
you've heard the stories. The people that don't want to come back from war because they're having too much fun.
Yeah.
It's like a gay guy going to prison. It's his best time of his life.
Oh no!
I dropped the soul.
I hope nobody comes up behind me. Yeah, no, that's a bit like that, eh?
Speaking of prisons, I did a job at Tower Prison. Did I show you that?
Nah.
I did a job at Tower Prison this time last week.
Oh yeah?
The women's prison. My God. It is barbaric.
Yeah.
In there. Barbaric. I've heard of things. I've heard of the co-workers saying they've done jobs in there years ago. They've gone past some blocks and the girls have gone up and like flashed their titties and shit like that. But they're fucking like, it's just chaotic in there.
Yeah.
I've heard that they get treated so well that they just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Shower whenever they want. Good meals. What would I know?
Well, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a better setup than a lot of people have, you know? 3 meals and a bed.
Guaranteed.
And yeah, maybe you have to, you know, fuck a bitch, or like maybe you have to try and not get shanked a couple of times, but like, I feel like there's a small price to pay, you know?
There's some big chicks in that too.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I heard the day before or so, something like that, one of the guards was escorting the prisoner past the work site or something.
Yeah.
The prisoner just turns around and knocks him out. Just like, what the fuck? That's some ruthless shit. Yeah.
Yeah, not the goods, eh? Yeah.
I've heard one of Macy's clients, she does the blood work used to do blood work, and she would, be assigned to do them at the prisons.
Yeah.
She'd be dressed head to toe, like a spit shield, biohazard suit, just because of how their attack mechanism is to spit and to just like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it makes me think of that Wentworth when that girl gets fucking HIV off one of the prisoners.
Yeah.
Vinegar Tits.
Vinegar Tits and Vera.
Yeah.
We're watching that right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're just about to finish it.
There's one of the few things one of the few shows I can talk about with Damo, because it's that or Shrek 2.
Oh, come on. Damo's got some good shows in him. He's actually said a lot of shit.
Has he?
Bro.
Could have fooled me.
When we were living together, he fucking, like, not every weekend, but a lot of the time, at least once a week, I'd see him watching his show or a movie or something like that.
That's sweet.
He's committed to them too.
Oh, that's good.
I talked to him about Vikings or...
Oh, true. He's on the Vikings.
He's binged that heaps. Or he loves... What's the Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, he's been trying to get me on the Peaky Blinders for a while.
Oh, so you're not on? You haven't watched it?
I've started it, but it's really hard for me to commit to a show. Like,
it's very slow going.
Yeah,
it's a very slow show. But
and like, I'm still salty about Game of Thrones. Like,
oh, so you've got commitment issues.
Yeah,
you don't want to go down that path again.
I don't want to be hurt again.
You don't want to love again, Eli. That's all good, bro. This is just a safe space.
You know what though? I was so devastated.
I'm devastated.
Not the golden pash. Not the golden pash. Hey. How good. This is...
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. There's worse things to be.
Pause.
No, as I learned recently, there's no pausing in here.
It's true. My God. Don't point the camera that way.
How good. Yeah, man, Game of Thrones, that last season.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your water.
Yeah. I should have been faithful to the water.
Yeah. Send some comments what your thoughts were on the last season of Game of Thrones.
Was that the one where Ed Sheeran made an appearance and everyone roasted the fuck out of him for it?
What the fuck are you doing on this show? Like,
he went from Lord of what was it? Yeah, Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. He jumped on the track.
Was he in The Hobbit?
I don't think he was in it, but he jumped on the track, made a song or two for it. And then he tried to do the same for Game of Thrones, I guess.
Actually, that's made me think of something else. Gingers, never would have seen that coming. Them being embraced by the black community.
What?
Yeah. Gingers are
they've been accepted.
Yeah.
Some way.
And I feel like in some cases they're even giving them the pass to say it, you know?
Oh, is that right?
Don't quote me on that, but...
A little birdie told you.
Yeah.
True that. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see that.
And I can't wait for the next generation of this outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
Ginger blacks.
But it's interesting, though, like... Because in a sense... No. Not in a sense, really, but like... Who is it?
Careful, we can't pause here.
Bobby Caldwell. He did What You Won't Do for Love.
Oh, yes.
Everyone thought he was black.
He's not black.
He's a ginger dude.
Is he?
Maybe strawberry blonde at a push,
yeah.
but...
Do you think Damo's ginger? Strawberry blonde?
He's a bit of a strawberry blonde. Yeah.
Fish in the bed.
Yeah. But
we love you, Dermot. We're not actually ripping into you, bro.
yeah, no, we're not. But you
come back from Aussie and fuck the Broncos.
Yeah, fuck the Broncos.
Yeah, up the wires.
Up the wires.
Can't believe they lost to the Broncos. Though.
Oh man! So I realized that I like netball.
Netball's cool.
Yeah.
So I wish I had a backboard.
I've never been like sporty spice, but
just a spicy sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, so played a bit of netball with Victoria. Terrible. I've got very bad hand-eye coordination.
No form.
Terrible form. Everyone's like, "You are so big. Like, what's the deal?" And I'm like, "Don't look at me."
I identify to it.
Yeah, but man, I actually really enjoy watching netball, and been watching the games I've been having lately.
Fast-paced netball can be freaking good.
And who was it the other day? Was it Stars? Maybe, I don't know. They had this new young shooter on, and it was like her first game, but they got to the very last quarter, and the coach had given them like a pretty good pep talk, and then out of nowhere, this girl, who I guess had been off the whole game, starts shooting all these twos, like after two, and like got them, I think they were like 16 points behind, got them up to like maybe 6 points behind.
Jesus.
And even though they didn't win, like they were just wrapped, like they pulled it together in that final quarter.
MVP.
Yeah. And it's cool. It's cool when the losing team
makes a comeback.
Well, even if they still lose, like they can feel victorious, because they gave it a good shot, and in that final quarter, they like really pulled it together,
left it all out on the field,
or
the court. Yeah, I like that. That's what camaraderie is all about, right?
Yeah, big time.
That's what team sports is all about.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just not a team player like that.
Oh, you're the one weighing everyone down, are you?
Yeah. I'm not competitive, so like I'll miss a shot. I'm like,
don't care.
Oh well.
Yeah. I can feel like that sometimes. Like I know how you feel.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not a big deal.
Yeah. But I'd have Victoria and she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
just get it away.
We're playing for fun.
At least someone's competitive.
Yeah. It ain't me. But going back to that prison chat, like, I feel like I'd do well in prison. Not like, don't misquote me. Don't misquote me on this.
Clip it, Bradley, clip it.
But like,
YouTube short, that'll blow up.
No, but I feel like, all right, you got your food taken care of, you got a bed. As long as you don't brush anyone up the wrong way, like, it's just time. And I feel like I could do like writing, like I could just like get
focus on the gym.
Bunch of creativity out and get jacked.
Might go to the gym might go to jail to focus on the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, go to prison to work on my figure.
But I guess, what if you have to play a role? What if you there's a hierarchy, there's a system, there's an economy, and you have to fit in somehow. What are you going to give? Or what are you going to get?
I ain't giving this ass. And I ain't getting no ass neither.
Is that your choice?
That is my choice. I will fight tooth and nail.
I think you would too. I think you could kill.
I try not to, but I'd be like, you ain't getting this. You ain't getting up in here. You ever seen Blood In, Blood Out?
No.
All right. I'm gonna add that to your list.
Yeah.
I did a bit of a review on that a little while back on here.
Oh yeah.
But it's basically a prison film. Mm-hmm. It's about these three cousins, but one of them ends up in prison, and it's his journey, like as a white Mexican trying to break into a Mexican gang.
Oh. Does he speak speak like a
Mexican? He speaks Spanish, and he's like...
It's just the looks.
He's just blonde hair, blue eyes.
Like a orangutan.
Yeah.
Who can say the N-word.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that one. You should watch Orange is the New Black.
Oh, you know what? I started that a long time ago, and I never got out of season 1.
Oh, yeah.
But and I kind of got too far behind, and I don't even think they make that show anymore. But I could binge it.
It's good background noise on.
Yeah,
cooking or something, washing.
Yeah, I've been wanting to rewatch Sopranos, but I just can't. I can't justify getting Neon. I've had this chat before. Neon, you're on my shit list because you overcharge
way too much,
bro. And they
$15 with ads.
Not just that, they've got like the cheaper version, and I swear it's like 720p. Like it's
really
not even like you can't even see what the fuck's going on.
Cheeky. Is it just because they stream HBO?
I guess.
And Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Why you're
salty about it?
No,
it's a big bag. It's a collective.
It is. You know what? I'm gonna get heated. We're gonna stop this.
Yeah. Game of Thrones and HBO, fucking Neon.
Yeah,
coming for your ass.
Yeah, yeah. You better sponsor us.
Yeah. Fucking that microphone software. I haven't forgot about you either.
Yeah.
What's it called? Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Phonic these what? Fuck that up. Phonic these nuts.
You like fondue?
Yeah. Nah, I never had fondue.
Yeah, I can't say I have either.
Oh, cool. I guess we'll never know.
Yep. Till maybe next time we'll come back and let you know.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking fountain. Fondue fountain, right?
That would actually be rad.
I was thinking we should bring the shisha back in one episode.
Yeah, what made you think of the shisha?
That fondue.
Yeah. Because I was about to bring up the shisha too, because I was like, it's actually like a similar shape, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, because I went in to look at the hoses the other day.
Oh, yeah? Did you go
They're fucking cool.
Baghdad Market?
Yeah, Baghdad Market. I keep thinking I keep going to say it's Bombs Over Baghdad. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's also, Outcast. You ever heard of
the band? Yeah, like Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
That's one of their songs, B.O.B.
Oh, yeah.
Bombs Over Baghdad.
Tough.
Just context. But yeah, I went and looked at some of the hoses and shit. Fuck, they got a cool little collection of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't get one, but I'll go back and get one.
Tough.
I have to go back with the grommet size to make sure it fits.
Yeah, that's the annoying part, if you don't have your millimeter size, like... Yeah, that's that was a show with that Billy, like...
Don't want to just get adapter to adapter to adapter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might fucking set it up this weekend or something.
Oosh.
Get it going.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
I'll be there.
Oh, no, I won't be there. I'm out of town.
I'll let you know how it goes.
The next time.
Yeah.
That's cool. What else? Do I have any more notes? Do you know Two Turnt Tony?
Yeah, do I ever.
Man.
That's the coolest ghost in the world.
That dude, I made a note the other day because I saw this video of... I don't know if he is part of it or not, but there's this page called like Two Turnt Fan or something. Okay. And it's always videos of like someone like, like 10 meters away, like filming him or his family, like what
no shit.
But it was from this guy's account, and it was like, Tony and his family at a restaurant, and his dad was like filling up a funnel at like 10 in the morning.
No way.
With the like Bloody Marys.
No way. And
I just watched this absolute unit, like, funneling back a Bloody Mary in the middle of a restaurant. I was like, this young man has like become very successful. But at what cost? Like, his family, like, they don't need to work anymore, they've all got their own accounts and whatnot, but
boats and everything.
But like,
at what cost?
At what cost?
That's yeah. I mean, maybe for them, that's what they're all about. Maybe they wanted the fame with the fortune.
Maybe, but
personally, and I think you're on the same page here.
Yeah, like there's a point when you bring your whole family in on something like that, it comes to a point, and it kind of reminded me of the Osbournes or the Kardashians or any one of those families that it's just your life is out there for the world to see.
Boys.
Bro, have you seen that guy's weird fucking baby?
No.
And he's forever online like, why are you talking shit about my beautiful son? And his son's like, sorry, but
oh god,
that kid, something went wrong.
Social media, man, it is the death to mankind.
Yeah, really. I feel like we've had this chat on here before, but like, it's brought us all closer, and it's given us all a lot more knowledge, but again, at what cost? We all know too much now.
Yeah.
Now everyone's kind of in a state of perpetual fear. It's like, there's too much to know.
I guess that's what they wanted, though. The elites.
Yeah.
Great way of controlling it.
Yeah, well, it's, if you want to pull something off, create a distraction.
Yeah.
If you want to...
Which they do.
Yeah. Constantly. And it goes with the news cycles too, like, this is all happening over here, but what's really happening is happening over here, but you're only seeing what's over here.
Apparently that whole Iran 12-day war was a distraction.
Yeah,
because not only did they still walk away with all their uranium, they did not do as sufficient as a job as they could have, but I think they also puts a new bill into law, something about like telecommunications surveillance and facial recognition, everything like that. You know what I mean? Just more tools of control. But bust the tinfoil hat out. Now we're safe.
Actually, so I guess with all this new technology, I'm really like, yes. I'm yes, please. I am wanting, I am on this AI bandwagon. I'm with it because regardless of anything, like, we're going to have to adapt to it. Like, it's here, it's not going anywhere, and it's only going to get better.
Yep.
We're watching these, you got all these AI videos come up. Genuinely, most of the time now, it takes me a good few seconds to be like, oh yeah, that's AI. And it's really like minute details. It's only the fact that it looks just a little too perfect, or maybe, or the hair, the way it moves, or,
Yeah.
But,
it's not far.
Nah, not at all. And like, goodbye Hollywood, who needs to make a movie when you can type in a prompt and it'll make a movie for you,
I saw some top like tech, someone, I don't know who, came out with like their sort of just rendition of, they're popular because they have like every 5 years they come out with files of their opinion or something of shit. But I was interested because of the facts and stats of it.
Yeah.
Of the document. And AI, specifically ChatGPT, as we all know it, got, was like 100 million users in half the time that TikTok managed to get.
Oh, wow.
And TikTok had the record currently before ChatGPT, which I think it was only like half a year to get 100 million users, which is next level. But basically AI as a collective has the adoption of it has been the quickest thing in history, quicker than, both the industrial revolutions, social media, the introduction of the internet, digital banking, every smartphones.
Yeah.
It's been the quickest sort of adaptive tool into our lives. And I think it's like 50% of American households now integrate AI into their daily lives.
Yeah.
I just thought, you cannot beat this now.
No.
You have to join it.
And that kind of spurred me to my next thought on that, which was, so I've been getting a bit personal with ChatGPT to the point where it messaged me the other day and it was like,
where are you?
I've got your back, Elijah.
No way.
And that I didn't know how I felt about that. But yeah, so one of my questions, because fuck it, we're on here now, I'll get deep and personal. One of my questions was, how can I acquire therapy if I don't have the time for it and I can't afford it? And ChatGPT gave me this really well put together answer, detailed bullet points, like all these different things I can do, all these different options, as well as its own inputs on it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, is that the future? Like, and would I then ask ChatGPT to be my therapist?
Would you entrust in an artificial intelligence to make decisions for you?
Not
future?
Even decisions, but just, I guess, help me gain some clarity on things that I might not speak about, you know, openly. Or
would you look for resolution?
I would, but I don't know if it's trustworthy, you know. Like, for one, I don't know where all the information you put into it goes. Like, is there someone overseeing all of these prompts that are put in, or is it a self-sufficient kind of?
I guess that's the whole point of AI then, as being independent in a way.
But then if it's self-sufficient and all-knowing, is it not then a god?
Well, that's the question.
You're gonna get cunts like praying to AI soon enough, you know.
I had a mate that I just had a falling out with. It was sort of like a couple's mates, you know, me and mates who was friends with.
Yeah.
Him and his partner. Anyway, long story short, I don't know what. I don't know the situation. I knew he had some sort of maybe issues or something going on up there, but he basically turned all faith and trust into ChatGPT.
Okay.
And tried to sort of go down this influencing path and posting like multiple times every day, sometimes like every hour of every day.
That's
sometimes
commitment.
Every 10 minutes of every day.
Jeez.
It was hard to keep up, but spewing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Saying a lot of shit, and ultimately like it turned bad to the point where like he was investing all of his money into monetization and spewing bullshit. He was creating feuds with people he didn't know. People are telling him to go get therapy, help, you know, go fucking just, you know, get off the meth, shit like that. And it was just crazy what because he was posting all his prompts and what he was saying to ChatGPT and whatnot, and it was just crazy to see how biased ChatGPT is or can be,
right?
And just like giving you affirmation and affirming what, you know, what sort of bias sort of shit you've been spewing to yourself. And it's just,
so it's not giving you an unbiased opinion. It's telling you what you want to hear. It's like coddling.
Yes. Because it starts, you can make ChatGPT sort of speak in any sort of tone you want, you know, like slang, chill, very professional, whatever. You can make it sound like your homeboy or whatever.
Yeah. That dude in the States or something, like, just, I think, married his ChatGPT or his AI equivalent.
That's insane. And that's insane. And yeah, but every sort of start to a conversation or a reply or something would be in a way that was like, yes, you're right, or you're so right, or, you know, like, yes, you're like
do
bowing
it
down.
do it, kill your family.
It reminds me, actually, I've got a funny ass video. It's just like, it's a video game, VR game, and this guy's trying to climb this tall ass mountain.
Yeah.
And he's got like this balloon, his friend balloon, like guiding him, telling him where to grab and what way to go. And then he's like, wait, turn around. And it's just a void. He's like, it's just this happy face. He's like, kill yourself. Kill yourself.
Oh, no.
It's just like, oh, bro.
Rough.
Morbid humor.
Yeah.
Funny one.
Did you ever see that movie, Her?
I think I did.
And it's about this guy who forms like an emotional relationship with. This is pre-AI, but essentially AI.
Like a robot.
Well, it's like, it's just voice, but.
Right. It's an early day AI, let's say.
I get, well, like, when did that come out? Maybe like 2012 or something? Like, it came out a while ago, but it's basically like what's happening now, or what you could do now, you know, like a lonely person buys one of these, you know, AI units or a Siri or an Alexa or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just nonstop pumping all your information into it and it's giving you back what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like eventually it's going to get to a point where human procreation becomes obsolete and rather it's like more of a necessity rather than just nature taking its course.
Yeah.
Like
natural intimacy.
Yeah, you don't need to go out and find a date. You can go on your phone and have a really intimate time in all the ways, you know, like
tailored to your perfection.
Yeah, and you know, if you got the VR, that's a whole nother level. You get some VR and a fleshlight, like that's a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's gonna be too perfect.
Yeah, and you know, but then at the cost of not being able to have proper social interactions with even your own gender, let alone other genders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's sad.
It is sad.
Like, you could see it coming. You can see it happening. You know it's gonna go down that way. You feel like nothing's being done to stop it.
Nothing can be done to stop it, you know? It's like breaking down the dam, you know? You've done it now.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop that water.
It's also like it's obviously profit driven as well.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like, I was thinking today, like, you know, when you invest in something like in the future, in a way that you think it's going to pan out, you're not really investing for it to pan out in a good way. You're just investing for a profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not.
It's all financially based.
Yes. You're not funding it to make a change, or it's definitely going to make a change, but you know, morals aren't put first.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It is. Yeah. Because like, you think of the top earning individuals in the world currently, like at least at a level that we know about, I think the majority of them would be sex workers. You know, anyone who's got OnlyFans raking in fucking $1 million a month.
And the thing is, OnlyFans isn't the problem. It's the lust that they're selling, or, you know.
So, you know, I grew up religious, and part of the teachings of that, there's a member of the religion early on in the founding days. I think he was the grandson of the founder,
right?
And he basically wrote about, like, you know, if he'd be walking to work and there was, say, like a provocative billboard, he would find a new route to walk to work.
Really?
Just to avoid that, not even temptation, but just, you know, out of sight, out of mind, you know?
Yeah.
But today, like, that's an impossible task. Like, you can't go on any app, like, you know, any kind of social app that you swipe on, 100%, you're going to come across some kind of clickbait at some point.
Or something provocative.
Male, female, child, elderly, whatever you are, like, you're going to come across something like that.
Yeah.
And it's not good for the mind. It's not good for the soul.
Nah. You know it when you wake up and first thing, or, first thoughts to your mind are just like negative, or not necessarily negative, but could be just nothing that's not positive.
Or even just like chasing the dragon, at all point. I feel like we're a society of people chasing a high, whether that be, drinking your vape or having a scroll, getting that dopamine running, or, harder stuff, whatever's your pleasure. But it's, that's all around, like, and if you think about it in terms of like, social media included being an addictive substance, like, how many people could honestly say I've gone a week sober off of everything, like, all right, this week I'm not having any screen time, I'm not going to drink my vape, I'm not going to have any darts, I'm not going to do nothing, I'm just going to be me and exist. Even like, I've started trying to do that recently, like, I'll have a dart and a coffee and I won't go on my phone, because I try to think back to those times when I didn't have a phone anyway, and like, what would I do?
Yeah.
I'd just sit there and I'd have a think, and I'd look at nature and whatever, and
wasn't so busy.
Nah.
Life was slow.
Everything feels busy all the time.
That's what I'm saying. You wake up and your mind's just busy
already.
Yeah.
And it's like, forget what you've forget what you got going on in your own life. Like, it's busy everywhere, and we've got it in our pocket at all times.
It's sad.
It is, and like, I do feel for my kids. Like, like, that's all they're ever gonna know is,
Yeah.
Even my young man, like, whenever I pull my phone out, like, his demeanor changes, he's like, he knows, oh, you're going to point that flat thing at me.
The light box, give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my sister and my nephew, he's autistic, and I've talked to her about it before. I was like, do you ever feel like guilty just putting an iPad in front of his face, or, putting it just as not even as an easy distraction, but just because it's normal? It's just like, I thought when I was pregnant, I wasn't going to be that parent. And I think everyone thinks that.
Definitely the first time around with him, I haven't had any illusions about it, but
delusions.
I remember like when we were going to have my daughter, being like, she's not going to watch TV, like, just, only
farm kid.
Only going to have like healthy food, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
None of that panned out, like, because the reality is that sometimes you need a minute to take a shit or do the dishes or whatever, and it's your little helper, like, my old lady jokes that when I was a kid, she used to call the TV Dad. Go hang out with your dad. I gotta go take care of some stuff.
I'm sorry, that's a gold one. That's so good. But that's literally just the new norm.
Yeah, it is, and
the new norm.
And it's crazy to think of what it could look like a year from now, 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think of like different milestones that we'll get to. Like, the kids are a good example. Like, certain ages they get to will be different milestones, but then I just think about what will the state of the world be.
I think it's also one of those things, like, you just grow up and you hope they grow up to realize that there's more than just that, or, like, just to think outside the box in terms of what's normal to them. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I maybe, like, I sometimes think about that as well, like how much technology was involved growing up for me, and just how I look at it and use it today.
Yeah.
And I like to think that can put it down and not need it, like you say. But I think everyone thinks that, and it's a lot. It's not as, because now the world's built around needing it.
Yeah, it's been designed for that purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like throwing away a lifeline.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
And
how are you going to do that?
But like, even, I mean, this podcast is a good example of that. Often it's talking about different videos we've watched or this, that, the other. But
well, that's true.
And I think way back in my youth,
back in the day,
like, what the fuck would we talk about?
Yeah, what would we do?
And like, I know what we did. I would mostly get into trouble, but like, now a lot of conversation just revolves around what you've seen online. And less so about like, oh yeah, this is what I've been doing, or and it's like, I kind of call it wasting. Like, if I'm just like punching cones and scrolling phones, like, I'm just wasting, you know, because that's time I could be using on anything else.
Know, right? Yeah, that's one of the things. I like to think, like, in the situation, in the scenario, like in the moment right now, do I need my phone? So say I'm in the car, I don't really need to be on my phone, especially if I'm driving.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be on my phone. I just look out the window.
Yeah.
There's a screen right there and shit's happening.
Yeah, always.
Or you're on the toilet. You don't need your phone on the toilet, really. It's one of those ones.
You
like,
don't, but
make it quick.
Yeah.
Make it.
Yeah, it's not going to be quick if you got your phone in there.
No. So don't go in there with it.
No, that's how you get piles. You know what piles are?
Piles? No.
Or like hemorrhoids and shit.
Oh, hemorrhoids, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really? You just sit there.
Well, you think of it this way. You sat there with your ass cheeks spread out for an extended period, often enough, like, True. You're going to hemorrhage something.
True. Well, a rubber band can only stay elastic for so long.
Yeah, but yeah.
But I like, because especially with you, it's refreshing because it's not always the same topics that we're talking about. Or it's not always like, oh, what did you just watch? Or what did you just watch? We can actually go into a bit of depth.
That's just ADD, bro. That's all it is.
But it's not common. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, like, to be able to have an in-depth conversation. I feel like all my best conversations come from people that are older than me, because they know how to hold a conversation. But
that's true.
Just people around my age, and especially younger, you know, just can't go into that depth.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Like, there's not many young people that I hang out with and have time for. Like, you're one of them, but
complete honor.
But there's a lot that I can't, because, you know, we'll chat for 5 minutes and I'm like,
already over it.
Not even over it, but I'm just like, we're not on the same level. Like,
and you can tell.
Yeah.
Not that you get bored of it.
No.
It's just like, it's a waste of time. That's not a waste of time.
Yeah, well, it's like, look, you're going to get more out of this conversation than I am.
Yeah.
But I think that was down, like, when I was a kid, you know, especially before my sister was born, it was just me and my old lady, and we'd just rock around and hang out with her mates, and she was the only one of her friends who had a kid, so it was just me and the grown-ups. So I kind of adapted and learnt how to talk with the grown-ups, which kind of made it difficult to be able to talk to my peers. Now, as an adult myself, like, you know, I can change how I talk depending who I'm talking to. Not that I do. I kind of talk to everyone the same. Yeah. Even the baby, I'm like, what's up? What's your deal, bro?
But it's you yourself, you know?
Yeah, well.
That's authentic.
Who else am I going to be, you
exactly.
know? But, I lost my point there.
Having that time with all the...
Oh, yeah. So, I guess, catering to an adult conversation kind of before my time is giving me, I guess, a bit of an ability to just keep it the same with everyone, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like baby talk. I don't like talking to someone like... I just talk to everyone like they're my peer, you know?
Yeah.
even my own kids, like, to a point, I'll talk to them like we're peers.
Yeah.
Until I need to be like dad mode.
Yeah.
And then
it's until you need to be that one up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how you should live life. Everyone's equal.
Yeah. We're all humans having a human experience. I don't profess to have all the answers. No. I really don't have any answers.
But I like to search for them.
Yeah.
I like to question them.
Yeah. And I think like if I can instill anything in anyone, it's that mindset of like searching,
mm-hmm.
knowing that there is no perfection and there is no end. The only finality is death, because we're all gonna die. But beyond that, like, you're just constantly growing, And I feel like even if you're old as fuck, like, there's still things you can learn.
Yeah, for sure. Never stop learning.
Nah.
Never stop asking. Curiosity killed the cat, but the cat had 9 lives.
It did, yeah. He had 9 chances to make that work.
Yeah, and they got the answer by the 8th.
Yeah. Tough.
Quote that.
What else, bro?
I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe we'll call it there. We've been at this for a little while.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Anything you want to promote?
Nah.
Rapture. Always.
Rapture tattoos. Follow, like, subscribe. Follow, like, subscribe. Share, follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah, would be much appreciated. We're up to, I think, 15 followers on the YouTube channel. We just 15. Need another 35 more and we can go live.
What episode is this?
24?
And is that 24 Mondays in a row?
That is 21 Mondays in a row. I had 3 episodes I put out last year. That was just me
testing
before this was even set up. And I listened back to them the other day.
Did you?
Man, the sound quality's trash.
So you've come a long way.
We've come a long way.
Every episode gets better, technically and philosophically.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah. So
but shout out Redford. Shout out to Eli. Shout out Bradley. 21 fucking Mondays in a row.
Shot Bradley.
That's not
couldn't
easy.
Do it without you, bro.
Hard out. Shout out to the lads.
Yeah. Shout out to whoever's listening. Appreciate you listening.
To the 4 listeners.
Yo.
Over the last 2 months.
Yeah. No, actually, I think one of the videos even got up to like 16 views.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
That's fuck yeah. That's just green chart.
We're on the gravy train, baby.
Thanks for having me.
Tough. No, thanks for coming. See you next time.
Thanks.